Good day, guys. Welcome to KFX, your go-to channel for learning and mastering the Forex market. Here I provide market insights and tips, on how to trade smarter and win bigger, because here we trade smarter to win bigger. Okay, anyway, as you all know, we start on the monthly time frame. When I analyze any pair, we start on the monthly time frame, right? And we have to identify key support and resistance levels. I'm always talking about support and resistance levels, so that is what I see as something that is very helpful. Support and resistance is very basic to understand. So yeah, today we are analyzing Gbpusd. Yeah, Gbpusd looks quite interesting now. So yeah, let's talk about it. Currently, Gbpusd is impulsing right here off of this support level. And how we identify our support levels is when every time the price gets to a certain point or a certain level, it rejects, like so. There was rejection here, rejection here, a rejection here, a rejection here. This here is what we call a fake out or manipulation, because price was supporting properly at this level, and then here it broke out only to come back and close above and continue our normal support structure, right? So what we know right now is that Gbpusd is currently in an uptrend. It's impulsing, but that'll be clearer when we drop down to our lower time frames. Okay, so on the monthly, we know that we are currently impulsing from this zone here. We are currently in an uptrend, right? Okay, let's drop down to the weekly time frame and see what we can find on the weekly time frame. So here on the weekly, our uptrend is quite clear. An uptrend is a series of higher highs and higher lows, like so. So high, higher low, higher high, higher low. This is an uptrend right here. This is what we call an uptrend. So now let's identify our key structure levels in order to understand better about what's going on. So currently, let me mark out this uptrend for you. So higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So this is an uptrend, right? And for an uptrend to continue going up, it needs to keep breaking those highs. So it needs to keep breaking highs. It needs to keep breaking highs. If it fails to do so, if it does something like this, it fails to break, it fails to retest here, breaks below, like so, and then gives us a retest here, and breaks this low. That's when we know that our uptrend is failing. And simply that means we are in a downtrend, meaning price now is going down, right? And it's doing the opposite, meaning a downtrend. So lower lows and lower highs. So lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So in order for that to keep continuing, it needs to keep breaking lower lows and lower highs. So this price action here is very important because it's indicating that price is failing to go higher. And how we can identify that is this low here got broken. This exact low here got broken. It failed to close above to go higher, and instead price came to break this one, and then we're expecting a retest here. It's going to be clearer on the daily, but what we can identify here is that our uptrend is starting to fall, starting to fail. Right, so let's drop down on the daily and get a better picture of what's going on, right? let's do this. I forgot to mark out a zone here on the weekly. Yeah, like I said, we must identify key support and resistance levels on every time frame you're looking at. So here is my support structure, because a previous high, when broken above like so, it becomes support, right? But now when broken to the downside, like it happened here, it becomes resistance, right? So I'm using this high as well to add confluence to my idea that this zone is broken, right? This is extra confluence, which is telling me that, okay, if this level, this is a very strong level, and if it gets broken to, it gets broken to the upside or the downside, you know, right? In this case, this is the downside, but we know that, okay, we are going down. We are going now into a downtrend, right? So, I don't know. Let's continue on the daily time frame, since this is our key support structure, support and resistance structure on the weekly. So let's continue further on the daily, and the daily is very clear. It's much clearer. I don't even need this. This is just extra confluence to, identify my key zone. But it's much clearer here on the daily. So since I mentioned that the uptrend, this was the uptrend, it was failing to go higher. It failed to go higher here, and instead chose to break here, this zone here, indicating that, okay, the uptrend is failing, meaning downtrend, right? And a downtrend is a series of lower lows and lower highs. So market created a lower low right now, and it's going to create a lower high and give me a retest off of this level in order to continue, its new trend, this downtrend. So what I'm waiting for right now, since I identified that this is my key level on the weekly, which is the higher time frame. I forgot to mention our monthly, weekly, and daily time frames is what we use for our direction, and then our entry time frames is 4 hour and lower, basically. So what I'm waiting for is for price to get into this level here, since I know that we're in a downtrend because we broke this level to the downside. So we are waiting for a retest, because the market moves in, impulses and corrections. So meaning retest levels. It's when price impulses and creates a short pullback, which is also known as a retest or a correction, same word, it's the same thing, and then continues further in our downtrend, right? So for me right now in Gbpusd, I'm waiting for the retest of this level, and then I look for my entry on the 4 hour time frame. Let's see if, I'm waiting for price to get here so that it will give me an entry, right? And let me just give you more insights as to how I will get this entry, right? So what I'm going to do is wait for this small uptrend. Right now, this is an impulse, right? This is a 4 hour. Price is currently impulsing to the upside, and we saw this on the daily, right? Plus here on the 4 hour, we can see that it's an uptrend. It's an uptrend, and in the back of our heads, we know that, okay, we are in a downtrend on the higher time frames. The higher time frames, which is daily, weekly, and monthly. We know that price broke our structure, our support level to the downside, meaning this zone is a resistance zone. So this small uptrend must end. Like, we must see the end of this uptrend. We must see the change from bullish structure to bearish structure, so an uptrend to a downtrend. similar to what we saw on the daily time frame, right? This break, we saw this uptrend, went from there down there. We saw this uptrend fail to go higher, right? So this is what we want, but on the lower time frame. I hope that makes sense, right? So like I was saying, I want this uptrend to fail, to do something like this, and then fail to break this high, and then now break lower, give me an entry, and then keep riding the wave, keep riding the wave, keep riding the wave to the downside. So yeah, if the market were to come back to this zone, yeah, I know that I am selling. I know I am selling GBP USD. I recently analyzed GBP USD. You can check the previous analysis. I spoke about it when it was around, where was it? Yeah, it was above. I'm quite sure. You can check my previous analysis on GBP USD. I don't know whether it was when it was for sales, right? Yeah, I have a previous video on GBP USD. Please check it out, or I put it in the description below. Yeah, I previously analyzed GBP USD. Yeah, just for more, market insights, for more education, you can go check it out. But anyway, that is my insight, my market breakdown for GBP USD. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. And yeah, when I say comment, please comment, because I'd like to know what you guys want me to analyze further, or something else, or tutorials, or anything Forex related, So yeah, have a nice day. Thank you.